Hey y'all, Miss Trillo again. So now your machine is threaded and ready to go. You've got the thread exactly where you left it from when we threaded our needle over here. Your bobbin's still down in the bottom of the machine. Everything should be ready to rock and roll. Make sure for now that your stitch type is on number 2. You can see that that's just like a normal straight stitch, and that's what we're gonna start with. So you just turn this around, but make sure it's on 2, okay? Awesome. Also, these knobs up here we're gonna learn about later. Just make sure that they're somewhere around 3 or 4. That's kind of like the middle ballpark range. They just kind of slide around, but make sure they're just somewhere around the middle. This one actually has a nice little white thing at the top. Line that up with the line here. This one over here, like, goes all kind of crazy ways. Again, just kind of 3, 4-ish is fine. These all change based on the type of fabric you use and what project you're doing, but we will learn about them later. Again, for now, over on this side, around 3 or 4, we're good. Okay, so before you actually start sewing whatever it is you're sewing, for my students, it's going to be Halloween masks. Don't start your very first time with your mask. Get a piece of scrap fabric or felt. I've got a lot of felt here, so we're gonna use this. Just to get a feel of the machine and how it works. So I'm going to take this felt, and I'm just gonna cut it in half. So I have 2 pieces, and I'm gonna show you how to sew these together. So 2 pieces right here, and I want to sew them together. All right, what we're gonna do, you are going to first look under the machine here. Look at the presser foot. There is a white little knob here that if you push down, the presser foot drops down to the machine. Like, I can't move it. But this rises it up so that we can actually slide our fabric underneath. So wherever the line is, let's see here, not this opening line, but there's this little like groove in the metal. That line is where the thread is going to be going into the fabric. So you want to make sure you look at that as you move your fabric through, so you keep your line straight, and you know like actually where the thread's going. For now, I'm going to line my felt up along the edge of the presser foot. So that's how I'm going to keep it straight, is so I'm lining the edge of my felt up against the edge of the presser foot. You want to slide your felt back far enough that you can see it underneath the needle hole, like where the needle goes down into the presser foot here, but don't do it way far back. Again, you just want it just under that hole so that we know it is going to get hit by the needle. So we're going to lower the presser foot now. So very slowly, don't bop it down, but hold it, slowly lower it, and now it has pinched our fabric into place. So we're ready to get started. So if you were to just sew and like just take off and do a whole big thread like down here, and you didn't lock your thread in your fabric here or here, you'd be able to just pull apart those 2 pieces and they wouldn't stay together. So we have to do what's called locking in your stitch. So right now, again, make sure you know where your pedal is and you know that you can reach it. I want you to be so careful as you start doing this, because as we learned before, that pedal is super sensitive, and if you slam on it hard, you will immediately jam the machine. So you're gonna put your foot on that pedal and just kind of have your heel on the ground and lower your foot just kind of on top of it. Don't press down yet. Have a hand ready to hold and push your fabric through. And you're gonna just kind of slowly press on your pedal. I barely pressed on it and I heard the machine come on. That's good. That means I need to go a little bit faster. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so the needle went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I said it, obviously. But it went up and down through the fabric a few times. So that was just a normal few stitches. But now we have to do what's called locking in the stitch. So I am going to, all right, let's see. I'm gonna hold down this button, and now I'm gonna press my pedal underneath my table again, and the fabric is going to go backwards. And you're gonna kind of use your left hand to pull it towards you. Not hard, just ever so slightly. So I'm holding this down all the way, and I'm slowly pressing on my pedal. And make sure you only go back to where you started, all right? So it takes some technique. You might have to do this a few times. But now our stitch is locked in, okay? It should look something like this. You should have several stitches there. And basically we sewed it one way, and then we sewed it back on top of itself the other way so that it won't come unthreaded when our project's finished. So now you're gonna end up, let's see, I wish I could get this angle. All right, I can, haha. All right, you're gonna hold the fabric here with your left hand just ever so slightly. You're not gonna twist it or anything, but now you're gonna slowly put your foot back on the pedal underneath the desk. And you're gonna slowly lower, and it's going to start sewing, all right? It really takes off. You can go really slow or fast, whatever you're comfortable with. I did a really bad job of holding it straight because I am videoing and sewing at the same time. So do better at making sure that that doesn't come uneven. But come down towards the end of the fabric until you're almost done, and then stop. We now have to lock our thread in at this end of the fabric as well. So I stopped here towards the end. I'm almost done. I'm gonna hold down this button, except I'm gonna put this back here again so you can see. I'm gonna hold down this button, and I'm going to put my hand back here again to steady the fabric. Slowly lower my foot on the pedal, and it is going to go back the other way, and we've locked in our thread. Now what we need to do is release the presser foot from holding our fabric in there. So you're going to take this lever, lift it up. Now we can move our fabric. Right now I'm trying to tug it and it's not moving. Do not jerk it. That just means your needle is still down in your fabric. So we twist this guy yet again around this way, and we watch that needle move down and then up out of our fabric. We now can slide our fabric away. You'll see it's at the top and at the bottom. That's perfect. And we bring it around onto this cutting blade and pull tight. Now we have a stitch. We have sewn these two pieces of fabric together just like we wanted to. It looks like this, and then you can kind of open it, give it a tug, and then you'll see on the other side you can't even see the thread. That's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. All right, so that is how you sew. You just used a sewing machine. Way to go.